Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for another decent good albums of 2022 part 6 video. The final video, of course, for to finish it out for this whole decent to good albums of 2022 video. I know I've been doing a lot of parts for decent to good albums of 2022 video since last night to as of now, and from this morning to as of now, of course. So I'm going to discuss from 7 to 1 what's left on the list, and I will let you know what I thought of these albums. There are not going to be any honorable mentions, just so you know. So I don't have any honorable mentions in mind, but still. At number 7, we have Red Hot Chili Peppers with Return of the Dream Canteen. And I did actually buy it recently, so I'm kind of glad I did, because it's a good album. It just took a little time to grow on me, certain songs, but I haven't really returned to it too much, so I'm planning on listening to it sometime today to see what I think of it again. But I remember enjoying this album, except for My Cigarette. That one was just decent, but not great, in my opinion. It just got a little repetitive with how Anthony Kiedis was singing the track. And Tip of My Tongue was solid. It's not the best track, but it had some good grooves to it with the guitar work and the bass work. And the drum work was pretty solid. Eddie was a dedication song to Eddie Van Halen, which may he rest in peace, of course, because he will be missed to this day. Um, Pretty interesting song too. I really like how they dedicated that song to him, and it was very nice and thoughtful of Red Hot Chili Peppers to do that. So yeah, there were other tracks on here like In the Snow and mainly some others as well. Fake as Fuck, Afterlife, Shoot Me a Smile, Handful, and Peace and Love was pretty solid. So there weren't that many bad songs on this album. There, La La La, La 8 times I meant to say. Not my favorite, but something at least. It wasn't that bad to be honest, but it was something. So at number 7, I picked Red Hot Chili Peppers with Return of the Dream Canteen. Alrighty, I'm going to the next page on my notebook, of course, to finish out the rest of the list. Number 6 is Pusha T with It's Almost Dry. Now, this was a good rap album for sure. I can't believe I decided to put it in my close to top 5 list. So, I was really impressed with this album. Certain songs like If You Know, You Know, and other songs like that, or whatever other songs there are on this album. But It's Almost Dry came out earlier this year, back in the beginning of the second quarter, so April 22nd. It was an interesting album, but I wouldn't say it was his good album of the year, but it's in the top 10, of course. So at number 6 is Pusha T with It's Almost Dry. Alright, at number 5 is Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp with the album 18. Now, I actually forgot to put this on the list, of course. My silly ass didn't put it on the list, but I did remember enjoying it for sure, to a degree. Some of the songs were interesting. Johnny Depp's singing in it was solid. Not the best singing, but something at least. I think they did a good job on this. It took a little bit of time for this album to grow on me. And I remember giving it a 7.5 out of 10 when I reviewed it. But I just wanted to put it in the top 5 just to put it somewhere on this list, of course. So, number 5 is Johnny Depp, or Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp, I meant to say, with the album 18. Alright, at number 4 is Glass Tides with Wake Me Up. Now, this album came out back in a few days after that Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp album came out. So, July 20th it came out, or 21st, I believe. And it was an interesting album. I was not that disappointed with this album. The lead singer of the band, I think they're like punk rock or something like that, or post-hardcore or whatever they go for. They're a pretty solid band. Make some good songs too, and good catchy songs too. So I highly recommend you check out Glass Tides if you haven't listened to them this year. They made it in my top 5 albums that are good this year for the good albums of the year. So at number 4 is Glass Tides with Wake Me Up. Number 3 is As It Is with I Went to Hell and Back. Now I was surprised with this album this year. Didn't think I'd really like this album as much as I did. With the I Want to See God song, I was loving that track. Even though it was unfortunately short, it still was a good track. A very good track. There were certain songs on here like I Don't Care, I Can't Take It was a pretty good one. And there were some other ones with I Don't Give a Fuck is one of the songs. I Lie to Me was solid. And I Love You, How Are You, I think is another one that I personally found to be alright. I Die 1,000 Times, I think is another one. Or something like that. I Can't Feel a Thing is another one that I enjoyed. So I Die 1,000 Times was a pretty strong song in my opinion. But there were a lot of I songs, to be honest. But my favorite one was I Want to See God and I Die 1,000 Times. I Die 1,000 Times, I think is what the song's called. So, and I Went to Hell and Back was a good closer. Not the best closing track for the album, but give me a second, I gotta pause the video for a moment. Sorry guys, my mom was calling me for a brief moment. She needed something from me or whatever, so, or to talk to me or whatever, but yeah, As It Is, I Went to Hell and Back, made it at number 3 in my opinion. It's a good album. I was a little impressed with this album, to be honest. When I saw the eyes for each song, I was worried for a moment, but when I heard the album itself, I was impressed. So, good album. It made it in my top 5. Number 2 is Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators with the album 4. This came out back, I think, a week after the As It Is album came out. And this was an interesting album. There was Whatever Gets You By. That was a good song. Actions Speak Much Louder Than Words was an interesting song too. I really enjoyed that song. And there were some other ones too that I personally enjoyed. But basically, Call Off the Dogs was a good song as well. So interesting track, and there was pretty much interesting songs on this. Miles Kennedy's vocals in this whole album was good, and Slash and the Conspirators playing with the guitars and drums, they were doing good. So Slash can definitely rock out in this album, I meant to say, so, because it's a good album for sure. It made it in my top 5. So it's almost good album of the year, but there's something else that made good album of the year, and you're about to find out in just a second. So at number 2 is Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators with the album 4. Alright, at number 1, drum roll please, Red Hot Chili Peppers with their album Unlimited Love. Now I personally thought this was the goodest album of the year, in my personal opinion. I've returned to this album so much. I like majority of the songs, like Not the One. These Are the Ways was a pretty good song. Tangelo was interesting. The Heavy Wing was good. Let 'Em Cry was good. Black Summer being the best song. And Here Ever After being my favorite too, even though Anthony Kiedis does some rapping in it that I don't know if I feel for, but I personally dug this track for sure. She's a Lover was a good one, and It's Only Natural. There's quite a bit of other songs on here. It's a long album. It's like an hour and 13 minutes long, but you're in for a good listen for sure. I think this new one is a little longer too, Return of the Dream Canteen, but it made it in my top 10. It's not better than Unlimited Love, but Unlimited Love was my personal good album of the year. So, congratulations, Red Hot Chili Peppers. You made good album of the year for your Unlimited Love album. So, at number 1 is Red Hot Chili Peppers with Unlimited Love. That's going to be it, guys, for the Decent to Good Albums of 2022 Part 6 video. I hope you enjoyed Parts 1 to 6 that I did from last night all the way to this afternoon. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Decent to Good Albums of 2022 Parts 1 to 6 videos for my list if you enjoyed it. If you have your own particular list, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I counted 74 albums this year, including EPs and compilations. But basically, this was a pretty interesting year for some decent to good albums. There was a lot of decent to good albums, 74 and counting. Just 74 total, but almost 75 to be honest, because I thought Megadeth was going to be on this list, but they somehow are going to be on my best albums. So definitely tune into that. So if you did enjoy this decent to good albums of 2022 parts 1 to 6 videos, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can, support the channel. I will be returning to you for the Devotion movie review. I know I gotta do decent to good movies on the 12th, but that might be delayed to like the 13th or 14th. Just letting you guys know. So hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from. It might be on the 13th. So definitely tune into that video. I hope you enjoyed this decent to good albums of 2022 end of the year videos for parts 1 to 6. I did the best I could to make each part as good as possible and explain what I listened to with each album. So I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe. Take care, guys. I gotta go run some errands in a moment, so I'm gonna be busy for the rest of the afternoon. And I'll try to get another video out to you as soon as possible for the Devotion movie review. And as always, I will see you in my next review. Thanks for watching.